So, okay, we should be live, and I'm going to check. Yep, we are live. All right, so the point of this live stream is to prevent me, or to, I guess, find or study the YouTube algorithm. And in that, I'm trying to figure out ways to grow my dead YouTube channel. The reason why I'm studying the YouTube analytics and I'm doing it in a live manner is because, one, I have yet to see actual articles or something that actually helps me learn how to, one, study the YouTube algorithm, and two, grow a dead channel. A lot of the things that I've seen or read, it's very vague, or a lot of people say they're trying to learn how to grow their channel. Or with Daryl Eves, he says that his channel is dead, so he's trying to grow his channel, and that was about a year and a half or 2 years ago. But I never really see too many people talk about how to grow a channel that you already have, that you kind of allow to die, or that is currently dying, and how to prevent it from dying. So I'm in the process of teaching myself how to do that. And, you know, with hopes that if I ever am in a situation in the future again, I at least have this documented right now in the flesh, in live, and then I will never have to worry about this ever again. And maybe if anybody else is in a situation where they have to, where they do that, where they go through this, then maybe this can be of value to you. I'll probably put some timestamps on the bottom, but yeah, so this is not my main channel, the channel that you're watching this on. My main channel is actually Mangavation, and I'm not saying that you should you should go there. Don't go there. You don't have to go there if you're not interested in My Hero Academia, which is an anime series that you don't have to worry about. Again, if you're not, I see somebody actually commented, what the heck? I'm sorry, here on live, you don't have to be here. This isn't something for entertainment purposes. This is more for educational purposes. And then me documenting my journey of understanding the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to be very transparent with you all. The last month of YouTube, I have been significantly low, so I have no care, and I have zero pride when it comes to, I'm not going to act like I have a lot of pride when it comes to how much money and the revenue that I have currently for this month. It is low because, again, my channel is dying, and that has no effect on who I am as a person. It doesn't change anything. It's just a result of the work that I haven't been able to do. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. If you see, again, the revenue that I make currently this month is only 150. No, it might be lower. Am I tripping? Yeah, the last 28 days, right? Yeah, the $158 over the last $158 over the last 28 days. I've only gained 50 subscribers so far in the month of September, or the last 28 days actually. I've gotten 2.9K watch hours and 48.1 thousand views, which is about half or even more than half less. The thing that's interesting about this is that my channel dying isn't something that's new. It's been dying over the last month and a half, ever since around August. That's when my channel is like starting to go into a low trajectory. So although it says that I'm 47 views less, it's actually way more. I was getting around 200 to 300,000 views a month. And now, I'm getting 48,000 views, which again affects how much money that I make. So when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, obviously I have a little bit of like insight, or like, I wouldn't say tips, but things that I've noticed that are really blatant by YouTube, and that a lot of these, YouTube analytics gurus, I would say, always go to. That seems very evident. YouTube typically gives you everything you need to be great. And that's something that I've realized, but I haven't capitalized on, which is what I'm going to document and analyze in this live stream, or as much as I can. But YouTube gives you everything that you need to be great. But it hides certain things from you until it doesn't. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that in a minute. Obviously, when you look at the analytics page, it tells you that these are the results, right? These are not the metrics that you need to look at. Obviously, these are the results of the things that you put into your channel, right? Put into your page. So the result of certain things with your videos creates your views, which creates your watch time, and obviously creates your subscribers and how much money you make. These tabs here, the reach, engagement, audience, and revenue, right? These give you a better understanding of what you need to look at to actually better your channel. And that's the thing that I was talking about earlier when it comes to YouTube, giving you all the information that you need generally, right, to be great on YouTube. And if you can actually use this information and apply to your channel, then it's something that a lot can happen that will help you. Now, I know if you may be watching this and you may be saying, well, why are you talking as if you know and you have your channel's dying? How does this make sense? I speak like this because it helps me learn, right? And I do apologize for people who are confused as if I know what I'm talking about. I have ideas, right? And I speak it out as if I'm a teacher. The reason why I do that is because it helps me learn. And I don't know why, it's just something that I just do. Right. So one thing, because I've been doing the YouTube analytics studying, I guess you would say, in Panera Bread. I've been doing that over the last like 5 days or whatever. And the one thing that I actually found the most interesting is the information that I found in this tab right here, which is called the engagement tab. And I don't really see too many people talk about this tab a lot, but it is really, really important. And I didn't truly know it or understand it until I checked it out. And this kind of connects to the theory that I had, that YouTube gives you all the information that you need. You just need to actually look at the information and use it from there. So before I get started, let me continue. Let me pull my page up. That way I can see, if anybody's here or anybody makes a comment or something like that. Give me 1 second. Let's go to this. Let's go here, go to the analytics. Let's go to analytics. All right. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. We good. Very good. Okay, so we good. We should be good. All right. So this page, the engagement tab, right, is focused only on the individual videos. This tab focuses on the individual videos. So if you want to know how to better your videos, you focus on the engagement tab. If you want to learn how to make a better channel, right, you need to focus on the reach tab, right? Because again, it shows you different sources or how you can get your channel videos out there, outside sources, right? Or correction. It tells you how to get your channel to reach higher audiences, right? To get a better chance of getting your channel reach higher audiences, right? The engagement talks about how you can get the best the best performing videos, right? So these are talking about individual videos as a whole. This right here focuses on, obviously it helps when it comes to your videos individually, but it focuses on the channel's performance as a whole, right? So that's what reach is. The engagement focuses on the individual video. The audience obviously focuses on your audience, right? Understanding more of your audience, and the revenue focuses on understanding the financial or the revenue aspect of YouTube. So if you take time to truly look at these things, YouTube, the most important things that YouTube wants you to take care of or focus on are the things that are closer to you or easier to access to you. And maybe I'm not making sense of this, and it's because this is my very first time trying to actually articulate my ideas out in public. Well, I don't, because I talk about I talk about anime and manga, but I'm talking about on a strictly educational base way. But what I mean by that is this, right? So when you come to the engagement tab, the first two things that we see are watch time and average view duration. And the thing that we know for a fact, based on the reach tab, and this is what most of the gurus on YouTube tells you, is that this funnel right here is filled with all the important metrics that you need to know on how to make a successful or how to have a successful channel. You need to have a high impressions per month or per video, right? And then that will potentially generate you your click-through rate, and that'll tell you how your thumbnail works, right? Your thumbnail, title, and ideas. That's how these two things can be looked at, right? Thumbnails, titles, and ideas are impressions and click-through rate, right? Your videos from video views from impressions is how many people actually clicked on the video and watched, obviously, that's the actual number of people that clicked on your videos and watched it. So I got 31,000 views for my impressions. And then your average view duration, which is right here, is how long somebody watched that video. And then that ultimately culminates into your watch hours. Now, when you come to engagement, we know that average view duration is just as important as all the other things, because again, it tells you how long people watch your videos on average, and mine is about 3 minutes and 38 seconds. The most interesting thing about this tab is, again, it tells you everything you need to know on how to make a successful YouTube video. Individual videos, not collectively, individually, which is why it separates things individually. And how you know, and how I know this is because right here, it literally says key moments for audience retention. So it tells you, literally, YouTube is literally telling you the key moments for audience retention. And if you know the key moments for audience retention and you make your videos to optimize the key moments that YouTube is telling us, then it's more likely that we will be able to benefit off of the things that YouTube tells us. And now I know, again, the question may be asked, and I'm asking myself this, why am I not applying this thing? Well, it's because I haven't taken time to actually focus on this. This is why. That's the only reason why. It's not because of anything other than the fact that I haven't taken time to actually focus on that. Right? So, okay, so the key moments, this is how I looked at it initially, right? So it says right here, let me try to, if you can't see, it says key moments of retention. Let me actually zoom in. Let me zoom in so that it's not any type of crazy. Right, so we're gonna go right here. All right, we're gonna zoom in a little bit so that y'all can see and that I can see myself in the future, right? Boom. Okay, so boom, right? So as you can see from right here, there's 4 tabs, 4 little categories, right? And it's intros, continuous segments, spikes, and dips. Interestingly enough, when you go to the intro section, it tells you right on the top what it actually means. So what typically what a lot of the gurus say, they say focus heavily on your intro, but they say that the intro is about the first they say the intro is the first minute of your video. So make sure the first minute of your video is really good, or the intro of your video is really good, and that's great. But YouTube determines or views your intro as the first 30 seconds. So the first 30 seconds of your videos needs to be really good, right? According to YouTube's own algorithm, right? That's one of the things that they view, the first 30 seconds. Now it does, again, if you want to take it whatever high, you can make it the first minute, but the first 30 seconds is the only thing that YouTube looks at. So based on that, you can look at all the metrics in my on my channel over the last 365 days, and the first 30 seconds of my video, well, this is a live stream, so that's kind of different, right? Now I'm trying different things, like I have a show, but within the first 30 seconds, this is the highest percentage of viewers that click on my videos that stay for the first 30 seconds, which is around 64, which is 64% of the people who clicked on the video stay to the first 30 seconds, which is good. However, as you can see, should I move over here? I'm gonna just move over here. It kind of slopes all the way down, so it's not really a solid it's not really a solid video, because there's not a lot of the second portion, which is continuous segments, right? So it starts off right with a ridiculously high percentage of people that stays in the first 30 seconds, which is 64% or so, and then it drops off drastically. And the reason why is because the type of content, that the type of video that it is, which is more so focused around It's just a personal video from me to talking to my subscribers. So that's the reason why. Once my subscribers get certain information, they click off. It's not a video meant for entertainment. It's a video meant to educate and explain to them something that's about to happen to the channel or things that are happening in my life. I don't remember necessarily, but things that are going on in my life or whatever, things that happen to the channel, those are generally how that graph is, which is why it makes sense for it to be higher, because the purpose of the video based on the title and the thumbnail is that it's going to be a personal video that I'm going to be giving to my subscribers. Now, when you go to the next, which is Kohei Horikoshi's, thing, the reason why this is probably like this, it says that 63% of my subscribers stayed until after the first 30 seconds. Well, it says 62 right here. So it may be 62, 63, it doesn't matter, right? But notice that it's a little dip. Notice that it's a little dip right here. And now the reason why that could be the case is because I have an intro, right? I have an intro that's about 19 seconds, and I may start, I may take the intro out. I didn't have an intro before, and I'm adding the intro. I just started adding the intro probably like 3-4 videos ago, and this is one of the videos. And the dip seems to indicate that people probably skip through because it kind of boosts back up right here, which kind of gives me that 62%. So that means that people probably just skip through, so they was really interested in the topic. But notice again how it kind of dragged down because it's a short video. It's only 3 minutes long, 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, but it's a video on like news, right? So the topic type or the video type was around big news. The reason why the My Hero Academia chapter isn't going to be coming out last week, and instead it's going to be coming out this week, which is y'all don't need to know about that if you don't watch My Hero or you don't read My Hero Academia, but it's revolving the creator of the series health. So people wanted to know what was going on, and the moment they found out the information, they obviously clicked off, which is why it started to slowly go down, right? It started to slowly go down, right? But notice that it is significant. It is higher right here, right? So and then if you were to continue, this is actually a really good, a really solid thing. I mean, maybe I don't know. Obviously, the higher the number, the better. So, I mean, 59%. It says 59%. So 59, or basically 60% of my audience stays after the first 30 seconds. I think that's actually really good. Because when I look at people like Mr. Beast, he even says that his goal is to get 60% audience retention. So if I can get, obviously the higher that is, the more likely I'll be able to get 60% audience retention, because typically after the first 30 seconds, you're more likely to go downhill unless you're really interesting and you have a video that's structured really well. So in order to get 60% at the end, more likely than not, you have to have maybe 80% after the first 30 seconds, and then from there 60%. Because at the end of this video, I had 30%. I had 30%, 31%. Y'all can't see. Y'all can't see. Let me just turn this off. Oh no, let me just boom. Oh my gosh, I'm messing everything up. What is Logitech? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I had 30 seconds, right? If you see, I'm at 31 seconds right here, right? I'm sorry, 31 seconds, 31%. So there's 31% left at the end, right? Before the dip, before the drop off, right? And it started off at 59 to 60%. So in order to get a higher average view ratio, more likely than not, I would need to have it probably be around the 80% within the first 30 seconds. And I would need to, and that would probably be more likely to not get me that 60% if I structure the video well. So this tells us, that the first 30 seconds, right? The first 30 seconds of the video is key. And the way that I'm going to use this, the way that I need to use this is looking at all these videos, right? Looking at every single one of these videos, I need to find out the best percentage, the highest percentage, and do exactly that, right? I need to do exactly that. Now, I do believe that I have another video that actually could have had a higher percentage than that. A lot of the videos that I did in the past, they were structured in such a way that they were getting higher percentages on a lot of things. So I want to see if there's a video that I can use as an example for that. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, I do have copyright strikes on my channel. They're false copyright claims, so obviously I claimed them. I did put a dispute in, and things should be better. But I want to see what these are. Engagement. Yeah, so this actually has a 66%. So that does okay. So although the previous analytics page was doing what it actually didn't give a good example of certain things, right? And this is this is right. This is interesting. I think they changed it up. They changed up how it looks. It's fascinating. But I had a 49.3% click through. Average view duration, which is really good. That's 50%. So 50% of people who clicked on my video stayed off. And I had a 66% of the people who stayed on my video stayed on for the first 30 seconds, which is in compliance with the intro that YouTube kind of suggests. So the first 30 seconds should be hyper packed, jam packed with some things that gets people attention and it connects back to the title and the thumbnail, obviously, because that's just what it is. Or at least that's just an idea that I currently have. And we're gonna go back into the engagement section and we're gonna actually read more on it. Now, I believe, where is it? Okay, before we do, we'll just try to find it later on. But let's go to the next portion, which is continuous segment. Now, continuous segment, according to YouTube, is viewers watch these sections without dropping off. So the viewers watch this specific section without dropping off. So what that tells me is that you need to have a good introduction, right? A good first 30 seconds. The higher the percentage, the better, obviously, right? And the things that you can do to have a good intro are, first off, I actually don't want to move too fast with that. Let's slow that down, and we can analyze the intros that I did earlier a little bit later on. But the continuous segments, which is how long viewers watch the video without dropping off. This video, wow, what the freak? 2 minutes and 35 seconds. This video is like, oh, it's right here. 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So for 3 minutes and 17 seconds out of a 9-minute video, people clicked on my video and didn't click off. Now, this is really horizontal, which is really good. So not only does it have a 60% intro, right? And 60% of people who clicked on video stayed for the first 30 seconds. But see how horizontal that is? That's actually really good. That is actually a really good thing. How many views did I get on this video? I got 3,000 views, right? And that can be the reason why, right? Because less views, it's more likely that it's more of a niche audience, so it's not pushed out. So obviously it's more horizontal than not, but I'm still giving it a benefit of the doubt, and saying that it was because and saying that the video is still performed well as far as YouTube standards, right? The next section is spikes. So YouTube says that spikes are more viewers watch these parts of your videos compared to previous parts, right? So more people watch these videos compared to previous parts. So this right here is probably like the beginning of the video, but also when people click on I believe like when people click on the chapters, or maybe people go back into a video, fast forward to a specific area of the video, that's typically where the spikes are. More likely than not, it seems like that's probably where the most interesting or the best piece of information or the best part of the video is. So that more likely is the reason why spikes are a thing. And then you also have dips, which are fewer viewers watch these parts of the videos compared to the previous parts, which are obviously when people click off your video. That's like the beginning of the video where you start off really high at over 100% and then it just drops drastically to about whatever percentage it is that you have before your intro is calculated. So that's the way that I view it. Again, it's also when you have a drastic drop, like in this video, or this is a live stream. So, you know, and I just started doing live stream. So this is going to be completely different. I'm not using that as something that I'm taking too seriously, right? Just leaving that right now. So YouTube literally tells us, right? Based on this, YouTube literally tells us the formula for making a good video, or the concept that we need to focus on for making a good video. It isn't just have a good title. I'm sorry, not title, but have a good intro and then get 3 good main points and then make it really. I mean, of course it is, but now you have an actual understanding as to what it is that YouTube looks for, and how you visually can see whether you're doing that or not, which is actually important, because then you can kind of create systems and plans and scripts and formats for your videos. And if you notice that a specific format for your video over, maybe 2 or 3 video stretch is performing less in the aspects that YouTube has been showing us as far as how to make a good video, or what goes into making a good video, then you will be able to adjust accordingly, right? So based on YouTube, you need a really good 30-second hook, right? A really good 30-second hook, 30 seconds. That gives you the highest percentage possible, right? You need a ridiculously long continuous segment. Your goal is to create good segments, right? Segments in your videos, right? You need to have moments of probably spikes. I don't know if you need moments of spikes, but moments of spikes are always beneficial, right? Moments of spikes are always beneficial. When I look at that, the only thing initially that comes to mind, spikes should be probably towards the end of the video, because if the spikes are in the beginning of the video, that means that your video in the beginning is going to go like this, and then it's going to eventually go down, because as spikes go up, it eventually goes down. That's what makes a spike, right? So I think that having spikes should be more towards the end of the video. Again, this is just a video strategy that I'm just thinking of. So spikes maybe should go towards the end of the video rather than the beginning of the video, because it seems likely that if there's a spike in the beginning of the video, that obviously means that there's a down at the end of the video. And even if you look at this example right here, right, there's a spike right here, and let's see what they put the dip. Oh, they didn't even use it. Let's go to that video. Let's go to that video. Let's go to the analytics of that stream. And let's see. Oh, they don't even. Oh, so this isn't even considered a dip. Okay, so that's not even considered a dip, which is really interesting. Really interesting. So maybe a dip is only considered if it goes below maybe the average viewer like experience. So like let's say. Yeah, okay, so it seems like so it seems like if it goes significantly lower than this, so like let's say this was an example, because majority of my viewers are watching this video for a prolonged period of time, if in fact there was an actual dip, it would have to be a point in time in the video where a lot of people was clicking off the video. A lot of people were clicking off the video, or fast forwarding, or just clicking off the video as a whole. That's interesting. That is interesting. So it is so maybe you can have spikes where just anywhere in your videos, maybe in the middle of your videos, or maybe in different sections in your video. So let's say you have 3 different points. You have 3, areas where spikes can be done. Now you have to ask the question, well, what creates these spikes? Like, what creates these interesting moments in your videos that will make people want to watch that particular part of your video more? And I actually want to, because I'm thinking about that now, I actually want to analyze my video. I believe, because this right here is actually a live reaction video to the My Hero Academia anime episode. And this was one of the best anime episodes that we've seen. And I've noticed today that I've gotten a ridiculously high spike. Right. Interesting enough, it only counts for the dip. It doesn't even count it as a spike, probably because it's not drastic enough. But as you can see, Continuous segments. Oh, okay. This is interesting information. So a continuous segment has nothing to do, I mean, it's not at all necessarily with just how long people watch, but it also accounts for the amount of people that watch for how long. So it's not even just how horizontal it is, but it's how long you can get it with also an incline. It includes incline. That is interesting. Now, if you don't know, this is a portion of the episode where the main villain of the story of My Hero Academia is fighting against another villain, right? And this is the moment where things started to amp up. The animation started to get better. He started giving his ideals out, his villain ideals out. And, this was one of the best segments of the episode. And it led into the flashback of this character in which this area right here started to like even out. Right, this right here, all this before the dip right here, all this was the information that we received from the backstory of the main villain, which was a fantastic portion of the music. Was great. I was reacting to it in such an amazing fashion that I personally believe that had I been lackluster or just mid on my reactions, it may not have been like that. It may have even been less. But because I was so like going crazy, and you can even see you can even see my thumbnail, right? Like my thumbnail, I was going crazy, right? So because in that portion of the video I was going crazy, it spiked up, not spiked up, but the continuous segment went up and then it spiked down because this was when everything, I'm pretty sure this is when everything ended. Yep, this is the end of the episode, and then yep, this is the end of the episode, and then this is when I kind of got into my last little cup of spill before I ended the video, which is really fortunate because this is the dip right here, but I can't really blame it because this was the climax of the video, obviously, and that was there. That's actually a really interesting thing to know. That's actually a really, really interesting thing to know. Really interesting. I was thinking that was going to be considered a spike, but it wasn't. It wasn't considered a spike. It was considered in the continuous segment, meaning that it's not only how horizontal you can get, but you want it to be an incline. So you want your videos to be potentially like you start the video off, and then the longer you watch the video, the more people are staying on your videos, which is really interesting, because how would you get that? How would you get that? That video, people were interested in it. That's an interesting thing. Is it possible to get that? Is it possible to get that portion of the video? Actually, maybe so. Maybe it's because maybe the way that you do that is having returning viewers. So the only way that I can think about it is if you have a video and the first thing that you have to focus on is the introduction. So if the intro is you only get 60% of the people who click on the video stays to the first 30 seconds, right? How could you get then around 80% of people to watch your videos? To watch your videos in a specific area of your video, which will contribute to the continuous segment. The only way that you can get that, it seems is through replays of the video, right? If somebody rewatches the video or rewatches a section or a portion of the video, right? So that would actually connect to the type of content that you have, and if it's something that people can rewatch. That's the only way that I can think about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm very much open to the possibility that is the case, that I am wrong, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, because that's the only logical way to explain how you can start off at 60%. But as the video continues, you get higher, because if you start off at 60%, that means that the people who click on your videos, only 60% stayed. So it's impossible for 80% to be there without somebody rewatching the video, because that counts as another 0.000 whatever, however many percentage, however many decimal points to the right, whatever percent, right? And then as 1,000 people, let's say 1,000 people rewatch your video, or like 200-300 people out of 1,000 rewatches that section of the video, it's obviously going to be get a higher percentage, because people are watching this one section of the video, and that's going to either be considered a spike or a continuous segment, depending on how long that section is more likely what that is. So that's actually really fascinating information. Really good information. I'm happy that I'm doing this because when I rewatch this and I clip it, I'm definitely going to start looking at ways to apply that. And I'm going to talk about how I'm going to plan for getting my channel squared away, and also for the future stuff in general. That's really good information. What's this? Learn more. Your other recently published videos did not have any significant dips. Interesting. Okay, so it actually tells us. Oh, you can't see it. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see this? Can y'all see this? So if you look here, it actually, and this is the thing that I was trying to say earlier, if you look here, it actually tells us, right? If you go to the learn more section of it, it tells us more information, in-depth information. It tells us in-depth information on things that we should look for when it comes to specific metrics in YouTube, when it comes to their algorithm, right? And this is YouTube help. So this means that YouTube themselves are telling us what we should actually look for. Now, the reason why I know this is because, again, I've looked at YouTube videos or whatever, and this is the thing that I stumbled across like probably months ago. I just didn't take too much consideration into the matter because I just was not smart. I just was not smart and just kind of just like, oh yeah, this is information, blah blah blah. But no, like, let's just see what it says and try to see what we can get, what information we can get from this, right? It says measure your video's audience retention, right? So the audience retention report measures how many viewers are still watching your video during your video playback. It also shows you when your audience stopped watching. This report gives insight into areas on your videos that are working well and opportunities for improvement. Note that audience retention data typically takes 1 to 2 days to process. Okay. View your video audience retention. The audience retention report is available at, okay, so yeah, it tells you how to get there. Understanding audience retention. Actually, let me just, this is what I'm gonna do. Let me just put this back on. And, oh, nope. Poop. Poop. Oh, no. Poop. Just put you like this. Yeah, let me just like that. Yeah, boom, there we go. Give me on the other side, right? It says understanding audience retention. There are 4 types of moments that may be highlighted on your audience retention report. So these are the 4 types of moments essentially that YouTube is considered the most important things. Now, that just seems like what YouTube is saying, right? So the intros tells you what percentage of your audience still watch your videos after the first 30 seconds. A high intro percentage could mean the content in the first 30 seconds matched the viewer's expectation of the video's thumbnail and title, and the concept kept the audience interested. So the concept should be, so the concept of the idea should be keeping people interested, and the first 30 seconds should be matching the viewer's expectations, right? So your expectations, don't be clickbaiting. Right? So whatever you say in the first 30 seconds, reiterate that and allow it to be justified and explained within the first 30 seconds. And it should be interesting enough, and it should be probably executed in such a way that makes people want to stay past the first 30-second mark. So it's not just saying, hey, this is a video of how I, eat chicken nuggets with my hands closed, right? I don't know, right? But it's the delivery probably as well. So it's not just saying that, it's how you say it, and maybe the tone that you say it, and the energy that you have, and certain things. I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna look up Mr. Beast and see how he does it, because I know a lot of people do that. It says recommendations to improve your intro. Oh, okay, tells us how to do. Okay, boom. Consider adjusting your video's thumbnail and title to better reflect your video's content. Interesting. Okay, so it's not even the opposite. It's like they're not even saying like make sure that your content works with your thumbnails and videos. Instead, it said make sure that the thumbnails and videos reflect more so of what your actual video content is about. That's an interesting thing, but it's what they say. So I mean, can't get mad at them. Modify the first 30 seconds of your video and experiment with different styles to find one that will keep your audience engaged. Okay, so just try different things to see, or different ways to engage your audience in the first 30 seconds. How do you execute the first 30 seconds of your video? That's what YouTube is saying. The first 30 seconds of your video is the most important. So if you execute it in the best way possible, if you execute your videos in the best way possible, then you will obviously have a higher percentage after the first 30 seconds. But if you don't, then you need to try different things, right? And then you can look at other channels. Just look at the biggest channels, or the channels that you enjoy watching, and find out what they do in the first 30 seconds of like their last 30 to 100 videos, and see, okay, they did this in the first 30 seconds. I'm gonna do this in the first 30 seconds, or I'm gonna try this in the first 30 seconds of my videos, and see if people, see if I can get the results after, within a number of videos. And because of this, I'm actually going to, let's actually open up another. No, I'm not gonna do that. Wait, can this go into a big screen? Look at that. Okay, you want to go back to this? Oh no, let's go back to this screen. Let's actually fix this screen, because it doesn't seem like the screen is fixed. There we go. Boom. All right, so we can get it here. That way we can kind of keep this screen up, and we can go and check out some videos, right? So let's look at the intros for my last couple of videos, right? So this introduction was 60% of people stayed for the first 30 seconds, but it's a dip. The dip came when I added the intro. So the dip came when I added the intro. What that tells me is that I need to get rid of the dip. The reason why is because, look at that, it tells me the dip right here. The reason why, because 53% of people stayed 30 seconds after. So after a minute. The intro is 19 seconds, right? So because of that, if I started at 60% and then 30 seconds later I ended at 53, that's bad. That's right, just because of a 19 second segment. That's not good. So maybe I should not use an intro. But again, I don't know. We're gonna just see how things are with my other stuff. Now this video, actually, I had the intro in the beginning, and wow. I really should not be using an intro. And notice how it spiked right back up to 63% when the video starts. So no intro. I'm not having no intro. I'm taking my intro out. I wanted to come back because I know a lot of people are saying that it's nice intro, whatever, XYZ, but no intro. If I do have an intro, I got to make it like 3 seconds, like 2-3 seconds to like brand myself real quick. But man, that is great. Is the intro? Bro, it's crazy. So the first 30 seconds of the video is 56. It's at 56%. However, the first 19 seconds of the video, I'm at 68%, and this is actually before. This is actually before the intro. So because this is before the intro, and the intro comes right after when it's 19 seconds, and immediately after the intro, again, there's a dip and there's a dip and there's a spike. So there's a dip from the intro, and then there's a spike that comes out of the intro, which goes right back to the content. So people crave the content. So I need to get into the content straight away, right? I need to get into the content straight away. That's pretty much what I've gotten from this. I need to get into the content straight a freaking way. This is huge. Right, this is freaking huge, and I didn't even realize it until now. Now these videos under this, I didn't have the intro there. I just was doing, I was just doing my own thing, right? So obviously it's a little bit more organized, a little bit more whatever. This got 60%, so I can look at this type of video and say, okay, well, what got me 60%, right? And obviously I'm going to do that probably in another stream, or maybe probably in another stream, right? Probably in another stream, maybe even in this stream later on. We've been live streaming for about 43 minutes, which is not bad. I'm not tripping over that. That's it. This is actually really interesting though. It's actually really interesting. Let's see what this video was. So this video's intro is a 66% introduction. 66%, and we got a 50% average view duration. Right, this video got 2,000 views, which is not bad, and it seems like it had a pretty long run time. Like I was still at 50% people watching at 4 minutes in. 50% of people watching was 4 minutes in, and the average view duration is 50% as well. And it started to slowly dip down, slowly go down, around this period of time. This is when like it started to be a little bit more noticeable that it's kind of going downhill. But that's interesting. That is really interesting. This is, let's check out this video. This is a reaction, so it's kind of different, and it's also long form, so it's kind of like, it's, you know, obviously these aren't content typically that I usually would do, but these are explaining videos, so I'm assuming that it's going to be more, it's going to be ridiculously higher. It's going to be ridiculously higher. The reason why is because these are explained videos, right? Because these are explained videos, people are coming to learn about a specific thing in My Hero Academia, meaning that the percentage of thing is going to be drastically higher because the people who are going to be clicking on it already know what the video is going to be about, because the video is literally named Quirk Marriage Explained. So if you want to know what a quirk marriage, if you want to know more about quirk marriages, you would click on this video, right? And then because you would click on this video, you're more likely to just watch the entire video, which is why I literally got 50%, nearly 50%. I got 48% of people who watch all the way until the last, until I do my outro, literally. So that's actually a good thing. What that tells me is that if I'm looking at the if I'm trying to focus on getting the highest average view durations, right? Doing videos that are explainer videos, right? That are not necessarily explainer videos like how-tos, but like explainer videos explaining a specific thing, right? In its totality, those are most likely going to have the higher average view durations than, let's say, a discussion video or a theory video for my channel, right? Because I talk about anime content. But those videos, explaining videos, are going to have a higher average view duration naturally, because you can't be swindled, or you can't be finessed out of clickbait or whatever when you say a video is called like X explained, or this character explained, or their powers explained, or the society explained, or this location explained, or this event explained. When you're gonna look at the thumbnail, you're gonna look at the title, and you're gonna click the video because you want to click the video. Those are probably the videos that people, you know, search more rather than those are the videos people typically search more rather than you know, they just stumble across it on their homepage. And unless they do stumble across their homepage, they'll only click the video if indeed it is a video that they are interested in, not in a video that's like, that's an interesting idea, and they click the video and they realize that it's something that they don't really want to see. So it makes sense as to why explainer videos has a higher average view duration, and also a higher 30, you know, they're going to have a higher continuous segment. They're going to have a higher 30 seconds or whatever. I had 66% on that, which is ridiculous if you consider it. Let's look at this other explainer video to see if it's in the same boat. Yep. 43% of people stayed to the end, and in the first beginning is 64%. So 64%, and I had a 5 to 550 or 750. So from 5:13 to 7 minutes and 55 seconds. So almost 3 minutes of continuous segment, right? Where people were not clicking off the video at a drastic pace, right? Or a pace that is significant enough for people to notice, for anybody to notice. So that tells me, again, that if I'm looking for a high average view duration, right? If I'm looking for a high average view duration, right, and the videos, that explaining videos are the videos to go to. Explaining videos are the videos to go to, because the format of the video is to explain it, is to give you information, and you're only clicking on that video typically because you want to learn about something. You want to learn about something. You only click on that video because you want to learn about something. And it's not like one of those explaining videos that teaches you that you're looking for, you know, one piece of information and then you click off. It's like, no, if you're trying to learn about quirks, if you're trying to learn about the powers, if you're trying to learn about society, if you're trying to learn about characters and their backstories, it's more likely that you're going to watch the entire video because it's in the title. This person explained, that person's quirk explained, that person's power explained, that person's backstory explained, that person's family explains, right? So it's more likely that you will have that, which is a good sign. It's a fantastic sign if you consider the fact that if you were to have a channel that's exclusively talking about explaining certain things, you will have a ridiculously high average view duration, meaning that if you monetize that video, you will have a drastically higher chance of getting more money, or a high monetization, because if you have a higher average view duration, that means that more people that click on your videos are watching your ads, right? And considering the fact that if you have 50% of people that clicks on a video that stays to the last couple seconds of your video, right? The last second of your video, around 45 to 50% or even higher stays on to watch that video, and you have a ridiculously long continuous segment, right? That means that people are watching your ads. They're clicking your ads and they're checking it out, and it's not a drop or anything, right? So that's actually really good. I believe they say that listicle videos are also really good when it comes to continuous segments. I guess I gotta format it better, because this is so from 11 minutes to 18 minutes, 7 minutes of a continuous. What the heck? 7 minutes of a continuous segment is ridiculous. And the first 30 seconds of the video, I end up having 56%. So I do know that like list videos, typically like list videos and ranking videos also has an opportunity for you to have a higher average view duration than a lot of your other videos. It just depends on how long the video is and how typical it is for you to do that. So for me, I end up getting 38% average view duration on this particular video. The continuous segment was 7 minutes long, and it started from the 11th minute and it ended at the 18th minute, and the video was 19 minutes and 40 seconds. So the last so the last minute and 30 seconds of the video, the minute and 23 seconds really of the video was probably just me giving, you know, my outro type of section, or explaining like the last character, the very last character, which is what it was. It was explaining the very last character, or the last two characters, and ranking their characters on the hero rank or whatever, and then ending the video, which is really good if you think about it, because that's interesting. Now, I do find it fascinating that this video, if you look at it, I'm not even all the way over there, but if you look at it, this video, it did have a little dip. Oh, I can't say. Would that be considered a spike? No, it's a dip. This right here, it could be a spike. They dipped down to 57% or 56%, but then they click back on. So they probably just clicked the video and was so eager to get into the actual content that they fast forward the first 30 seconds, which it means that it's possible that had I had a more intriguing 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds, it would have been maybe 60% that kind of molded in into because right here it says 61%. So the spike, it could have molded into the spike well. So let's see how the first 30 seconds of the video went. Welcome back, Wyze is back, and I got a banger for y'all. I was recently sitting down thinking about the different type of content that I want to make, and randomly I wanted to talk about the drip in My Hero Academia. Because if we're keeping it all the way honest, your costume, whether it be hero or villain, tells everything about who you are as a hero or a villain. Meaning that your hero or villain costume has to be top tier in order for you to actually be considered a top tier character. Obviously I'm playing with that, but still, you do get what I'm saying. So you know exactly what that means, right? Bang! We're making a tier list today, baby. Now for this video, we're only going to be looking at and ranking class 1A's hero costume. Okay, so this is the first 30 seconds of the video. Now in that, I do think that it was very rambly. I feel like I could have gotten to the point way quicker. That could very much be because I didn't script it. It was just off the cuff, but I feel like I could have gotten to the point within the first 15 seconds of the video and then gotten to the point that we were going to do a ranking within like literally at second 15 and just started the ranking, or just give an explanation of how I'm going to do it and then start the ranking immediately after that. So my next ranking video, which again I'm going to do, especially because if it has the possibility of having a 7-minute continuous segment, I'm definitely going to do it. Right? But what I'm going to do is I need to format it in such a way that is interesting, and in the first 15 seconds I'm going to explain, I need to explain what's happening in the video and get into the content as quick as possible. Maybe, yeah, I mean, that's probably the only way that I can think about it. Maybe it's not even about it has to be about getting to the content as quick as possible, because people was fast forwarding into that one little thing. So people wanted to get into the video, but they didn't want to hear me. This is my thoughts, but they must have not wanted to hear me explain that, hey guys, I was really interested in talking about anime drip right now. So I'm gonna do class 1A, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and let's boom, tier list, baby. Like, it seemed like they didn't really care that I was doing that, and they just wanted to get to the point because they saw the title. Because they saw the title, and in the thumbnail, it literally shows that I am doing a tier list, right? It literally shows the tier list thing. Let me zoom. It literally shows the tier list thing, right? Oh, let me duck right here. It literally shows the tier list thing. So obviously, with that being said, they know that it's going to be a tier list, right? So maybe because of that, I need to get straight into the title. Straight into the content, right? Which I am 1000% am okay with. Right? So when it comes to list videos, or at least when it comes to list videos, I'm going to get straight into the content, right? I'm going to explain what the video is, get straight into the content. Now let's actually see what I remember these two videos, they did pretty well. Let's see the first 30 seconds of this. There are 78 known students in My Hero Academia, all trying to become a pro heroes. And in this video, we're going to be identifying the 10 strongest out of those 78 students. To avoid manga spoilers, we're going to focus only on the anime. So like the video and subscribe if you're new. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I need your help. The number 10 strongest student in Boom. Okay, so I guess I applied it right here. I didn't even know that. It's 19 seconds in, and I'm already talking about the number 10 strongest character, strongest student or whatever, right? And it's only 19 seconds, and there did seem to be a little dip right here, right? After this, because it started to like this is like, it kind of like curved up like this and then started to go down, right? So I don't know what that necessarily means. Maybe I need to be better in delivery or something like that. Like, I mean, I don't really know. I'm still learning this again. This is things that I'm learning, so I don't really know how to like prevent that from happening. So maybe it's just how I said certain things, or the person that I said maybe. So they was like, this guy maybe full of himself. But regardless of what, that is really interesting. I did get that, and it also was a 65% intro, right? Intro percentage. So 65% of people who clicked on the video stayed right here, and really it was actually 68, and it was actually 70. Oh no, it was 68% before I actually got into the content, which is good, because the quicker you can get into the content, right, you can explain what the video is going to be about, and the quicker you can get into the content, as long as it is interesting, you can very much capitalize on the sheer volume of people that are going to be watching your videos, compared to when the end of the video, because there's going to be significantly less people watching your video, hopefully not, but the intro being the first 30 seconds, getting into the content as quickly as possible seems to be really important. But you also have to explain what the video but you also have to explain what the video is before getting into the content, it seems, so that people can at least get an idea that the thumbnail and the title of the video is connected directly to the content. So because within the first 10 seconds of the video, I said literally because the video title is the 10 strongest students in My Hero Academia, and within literally the first 10 seconds of the video, I don't know what happened with this, oh my gosh, but within the first 10 seconds of the video, I said, hey, the 10 strongest characters in My Hero Academia. I explained it relatively quick within that time, it obviously gave me, it gave the people an opportunity to say, well, the video title says that this is going to be a video about the 10 strongest students of My Hero Academia. And in the first 10 seconds of the video, he says, this is a video of, ranking the 10 strongest students in My Hero Academia. And thus they are more likely to stay. Now, other things that can make this better, I have no idea. Maybe like I don't know. Like maybe I can. That's a thing that I'll probably study or check on at another video. Maybe I have to read a couple articles, but I'm not gonna do that in this live stream, right? So yeah, I think that's enough talking about intros. I think that's enough talking about intros right now. Let's actually go to continuous segments. Now it says continuous segments are moments in your video where almost no one dropped off while watching. Recommendations to improve continuous segments. If the continuous segment is occurring in a later portion of the video, consider introducing the compelling content earlier in the video. Audience sizes typically decrease over the length of the video. Consider creating newer content by expanding on the content from the continuous segment. Ooh, that is interesting. This right here is interesting, and I've never heard anybody say this really. But they said consider creating new content by expanding on the content that you put in the continuous segment. For example, if you go to my video, or if you go to my analytics and you go to engagement and you go to the video that has the highest continuous segment, this is 3 minutes and 17 seconds of me talking about one specific element or aspect of this chapter, which has to do with the backstory of Ochako. Now, let's say I wanted to capitalize on the fact that this is a fan out of a 9-minute video. For 3 minutes and 17 seconds, as according to right here, no one clicked off. Like the majority of the people who clicked on the video, clicked on and started watching that section, stayed to the end of that section, which is really good. So if I wanted to capitalize on the fact that must have been so interesting, and maybe that I was explaining it in such a good way, and maybe the topic was also interesting and wanted people to keep watching, maybe I should make maybe I should have a dedicated video to that specific section of my video. So maybe I should have a video talking about the backstory, exclusively the backstory of Ochako, and have it in a very interesting way. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Now, I'm assuming that they're talking about if it is a good continuous segment length. Now, what is a good continuous segment length? If you really think about it, I wish they would give us that type of answer. Like how long is a good continuous segment length? Now, I would definitely say it has to be a percentage of your video. So 3 minutes is a third of my video. So literally a third of this video, which is 9 minutes and 14 seconds. So I'm going to use that. I'm just going to use that because it seems like it's definitely likely, right? So if you look at it right here, a third of my video was based on a continuous segment. So because a third of my video was just continuous, it makes sense to make content on something like that, which is what I'm going to do to potentially revive my channel. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little bit different because the video only got 2,000 views, right? But what it tells me that out of the 2,852 people who watched this video, they were really interested in the 3 minutes and 17 seconds of me talking about what I was talking about. And again, growth is not the same on YouTube. And I can't expect to have a video and just have 1 million views right off the bat. I can't expect that with the type of videos that I make now. So I have to be, okay with the fact that it only got 2,800 views, and I'm cool. It's closer to 3,000 views. And then as I continuously make content, I continuously get my name out there, making videos that I enjoy, that are energetic, that are, really good videos, good quality videos, the numbers will slowly go up. YouTube will slowly expand my videos to put my videos in front of the right faces, and stuff like that, and then test the waters and see how people kind of interact with my content. And then I that will, you know, get my channel back from going dead, right? So that's really good. That's really good. Now, it did say if the continuous segment is occurring in the later portion of the video, consider introducing compelling content earlier in the video, because audience size typically decrease over the length of the video. That's actually really fantastic. That's fantastic advice from YouTube. So I had to put the most compelling portion of the videos in the beginning. And the reason that it makes sense. The reason why that must be the case. The reason why that must be the case is because the more people you can have in the beginning of the video, the more people you can typically have at the end of the video. So that's the whole point of having a ridiculously high introduction or intro, which means that you have to have a really good title and thumbnail, of course, as well. But the more people you can have click on the video, and the more people you can have stay for the first 30 seconds of the video, the more people you can have that will leave the video typically at the end, unless you just have a bomb video and you just end with like 20% or, you know, less than 20% of the people who click on the video to click off. But assuming that you have like an average of like, let's say 38, let's say 30, you know, 30 something, 35 to 40% of people who click on the video watching to the end. If you have like 40% people, you know, 35 to 40% people who watch to the end, and you typically get about like 50% of people who click on the video, or 50 to 60%, let's say you get that to 60%, or sorry, to 80% people who click on the video and stay on for the first 30 seconds, right? And if you have your high continuous segment in the beginning, in the first, let's say the first 3 minutes, instead of the 3 minutes that I had, the 3 minutes in the middle, let's say with the first 3 minutes, if I had that, when and there was 60 to 70% of people who were staying on the video, that means that it's likely that if 70% of the people are staying for the first 3 minutes of the video, it's way more likely that 50% of the people, instead of 30% and 30 to 40, 35 to 40% people who stay to the end, 50% more likely will be able to stay to the end. Because if my video were so interesting for the first 3 minutes of a video, of a 9-minute video, then it's likely that the rest of the video is also generally interesting. It has to be somewhat interesting, unless you just fumble the bag, right? So that's the way that I'm viewing it. So you should very much focus on having on having a really popping intro. Really popping intro. We're gonna actually learn, take a little idea, get a little idea of of different things, concepts and practices we can do to have a good intro. So instead of just saying have a good popping intro, we're gonna look at some YouTubers and see how they do their introductions. And you know, obviously we don't know their analytics numbers, so we can't even look at it. But what we can do, matter of fact, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at the most popular people who get millions upon like the people, like I'm stumbling across my words. Let me slow down. We're gonna look at people. I know the biggest people that we should look at are Mr. Beast. Maybe that dude. I don't know his name, but it's over with A. Eric. Is it? Let me see. Let's see. Mr. Beast, and his name has to be like, I remember seeing him in a video. Eric, AIR. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah, this guy. So this guy, because again, like, although they may not be in your niche, you can take things from their niche, right, from what they do, and you can apply it to your videos. Because the thing that works in their videos will apply in your videos, because they go through the same concepts. They have to go through the same concepts of what they do in the introductions, how they get to continuous long segments. Now, what you have to do is different, because maybe you know, I do more commentary, more lists. Well, I don't do lists, but more commentary, review, discussion, theory type videos, because of the concept that I personally make, which is around an anime / manga series, right? So obviously I'm not going to be, you know, opening a free store but there's alligators. I'm not going to do that, right? Of course, right? Or am I? No, I'm playing, right? Nah, I'm playing, right? But what I can do is look at what they do in the first 30 seconds. Look at what they do with the first 30 seconds, and look at what they do for the first third of their video. Because again, I'm going off of thirds. Maybe this is like not realistic. But I can care less. This is a thing that I'm going to do because I did it in this video. Oh, I'm going to just change it to this every time. That way I ain't got to move, right? I did it in this video. I got a third of the people, you know, that click on this video, that watch, you know, for whatever. I got a third of them to be on the continuous segment. So that means for, you know, 1/3 of the video, I was really interesting, right? The video was really popping and people were really fascinating what I had to say. So with that being said, if I look at the first third, because that's how I'm assuming that's how they get the first, that's how they get most of their subscribers, right? The first third of their video, the first third, however long it is, the third of 25 minutes, third of 15 minutes, whatever, right? The first third of their video, the first 5 minutes of that video, right, was really, it was really interesting. There's something that they did in the first third of their video that made it to where it's like, And the reason why I'm saying the first third is because, again, it's YouTube tells us that if the continuous segment is occurring later in later portion of the videos, consider introducing more compelling content. Says it didn't say more, but it said I'm saying more compelling content earlier in the video, right? And they have they have to have compelling content in the beginning of the video, because if not, then their videos wouldn't be popping with 2 million views. So because I have compelling content in the middle of my video and the second third of my video, that all that tells me is that the second third of my video, I'm straight. When it comes to this video, right? When it came to this video, the first third was a thing that if I would have been more compelling, maybe, you know, it would have been like less of a drop off. That's neither here nor there, right? It's neither here nor there. But I am going to use this video as an example, right? And try to study what I did in this video and how I was able to explain this video, or something happened in this video that made it to where, like, sheesh, like, a third of the people who click on one segment stay to the end, right? And I'm going to study, and I think we can study these individuals, like Eric, and Mr. Beast. We're gonna go to another YouTube channel. What's his name? Dream, and I believe there's another YouTuber that I saw on one of these YouTube channels, whatever. I think his name is Tommy Dream. And then what we can even do is let's see, because I know, got it. You can go to channels, because and then what we can do is use Mr. Beast as an example. He has so many different channels, right? He has so many different channels, and in his channels, I'm gonna just go here. I'm gonna fix this up. And in his channels, he actually has to have the same type of formula, essentially, right, for all his videos, right? So if the Beast Reacts videos are somewhat similarly similarly formatted, right? If it's similar in formats in some cases, because it's gonna be a reaction channel other than like a whatever he does now, right? But if that's formatted similar to his actual videos, then what we can do is say, okay, well, this obviously is something that we can transfer from these type of videos to my video. So I'm going to actually look at Beast Reacts as well, right? We're going to look at Beast Reacts, and we're going to see the first 30 seconds of his video. The most interesting thing about this is that all these videos are 8 minutes long. They're short. And before, they were longer. So that, because Mr. Beast is a genius when it comes to numbers. So typically he does 12 to 15 to 18 minute videos, and longer in some cases depending on what the challenge is, on his main channel. But on his reaction channel, he keeps the videos short. They're 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 seconds, 8 minutes. And it's interesting because in the beginning of his reaction channel, they were longer. They were 10 minutes. They were, obviously 10 minutes because, like monetization, this 2 years ago. But because they did change it to 8 minutes last year. Because of that, obviously there became a shift. But as you see, 2 years ago, of course, blah, blah, like, it's 11 minutes, whatever. But then I'm assuming that last year started to shift, right? So now, but right here it says 5 months ago. So 5 months ago, he actually shifted to 8 minute videos, right? On his reactions, 8 minutes or less, it seems, because he doesn't have a single video that's really long, that's really over 10 minutes long. And he has the exact same facial expression with the exact same type of saturation, and contrast and all that stuff in his videos, and like how it's edited and stuff like that. So it seems like he just keeps the consistency of his videos, of his reaction videos, which is really interesting if you're making reaction videos. So yeah, that's something for thumbnails and titles. I definitely we don't need to focus on that right now. That's just something. But Dream is somebody else we can focus on, and let's see the people that he follow obviously are people that we can study as well, because the people that he follow, look at that, and it's 9 million views, 9 million subscribers, and they're obviously people that we should definitely study as well. We should study as well. So what we're doing is we're following the people who have success, and we're seeing the common denominator in the first 30 seconds, and also essentially the first third. Right now, I don't know if Dream is probably the best, because he makes like hour-long videos. Like, it's ridiculous. So maybe Dream isn't the best, but we'll see. We'll see. He makes like hour-long videos, and it's like freaking crazy, bro. It's freaking crazy. But Mr. Beast definitely. Eric, let's see who he follows. Let's go to or who he has in his channel things. Okay, so he doesn't have anybody on his channel things. We can but that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at the first 30 seconds of certain videos and see essentially what they do. So let's look at this video. We're gonna go to Beast Reacts, but we're actually gonna go back to Mr. Beast. Right, we're gonna go to Mr. Beast, and I see some of his videos obviously, but let's look at this. Oh, got the first. Cut this down.
This is $500,000 in cash, and whichever one of them I tag last keeps it. 10, 9, 8.
Look at that. Exactly. Okay, so he did exactly what I was talking about as well. So like literally it's 8 seconds into the video. 8 seconds into the video, and he already got to the video. So as I was saying with my videos, I'm definitely I noticed that the one video that I did, right? The one video that I did that was like that was way less. I think this was a good example, but this listicle video, right? It took me, I took the first probably 30 seconds or so, right, to get into the video, right? Like, and I'm actually not even in the video yet. It's 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds in, and this is a listicle video ranking characters, right? And then in this listicle video where I was ranking the top 10 strongest students in My Hero Academia, I got into the video. Oh my gosh, what the heck? I got into the video within the first, I believe I said 15 seconds or so. I got into the video within the first 15 seconds, and literally within the first 12 seconds, really, right? Let's see.
So like the video and subscribe if you're new. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I need your help. The number 10.
The first 18 seconds, and the thing about it is, it took me like 4 seconds, to do a little like the video, subscribe if you're new, shout out, whatever, blah blah blah. So like that's another 4 seconds. So really, it took me 14 seconds, but I can't discount that. So no, it took me 18 seconds to get to a video, whereas it took me 36 seconds, and I wasn't even in the actual content just yet. So Mr. Beast did exactly what I was thinking that I needed to do on my own channel, which is freaking good. Which is good, that it means that I at least kind of came up to the right conclusion, looking at what YouTube is pretty much telling us with all this information here, right? So let's continue.
Oh my God. 5. This is $500,000 in cash, and whichever one of them I tag last keeps it. 10, 9.
Okay, and not only that, but right here, he kind of explains like the title of the video and the thumbnail of the video as well. So it says extreme 500,000 game of tag. So he literally explains like, well, what does that mean? Like, okay, this is $500,000. So it's a $500,000, and whoever he tags last.
Whichever one of them I tag last keeps it.
So whichever one of them he tags last, he keeps it. Right? They keep it. So he creates a challenge from it, which, I'm not saying that's a strategy that you use, but like he creates like tension. It's like, oh, that's what look at me learning. Okay. So he proposes, he makes you think what is going to happen in this video. He makes you ask that. Well, what is going to happen in this video? Should I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. Why am I know this is weird, but you know, I'm still learning this OBS thing or whatever. But I need to make myself smaller. But what he's doing is he's creating a situation or a scenario that would have you ask the question like, what is, like, you know, what is going to happen at the end of this video? And from the beginning of the video, he makes you want to stay to the end because you need to get the answer, because you need to get the answer of what is going to happen at the end of the video, which is really huge. And he does this literally in 4 seconds. He literally does this in 4 seconds. We probably max like 10 words, like, and that's freaking ridiculous if you consider that is like, he gets right into the content in 4 seconds. He gets right into the content in 4 seconds. Now let's go to like Beast Reacts video. Let's go to a Beast Reacts video. Let's go to his newest one, whatever. Oh, gonna.
Chris, look up. There is 5 hearts above your head, and every time you laugh, you lose a heart. If you lose
Impossible trying not to laugh challenge.
all 5 hearts before the end of this video, you have to get slime. Not gonna happen. We'll see.
Okay, so he literally does it again. So he literally has it to where it's 9 seconds in the video.
And this isn't gonna be easy on him because we scoured the internet for the funniest clips ever. The dog. I know you're gonna laugh at this one. That's so fun. Hey! I knew he'd laugh at that one because he sent it to me at 2 a.m.
Oh, so they already.
I've been watching that too.
Okay, so they already started the video. Not even know that they started the video. It was so seamless. So I guess that's another thing that you should try to do too, or not try to do, but like another thing that could be done as well is like the way that they they just they effortlessly transition to the actual like video, like to actual content. That's interesting. But he did it again here.
There is 5 hearts above your head, and every time you laugh, you lose a heart. If you lose,
So he connects back to the title of the video. It says impossible try not to laugh challenge, and that's like, okay, well, we know that it's something that is impossible. It's like, sure, whatever, but what makes it impossible is like, it's not even what makes it impossible, it's just one of the things that like he kind of sets a stage for you by saying, well, you have to watch to the end because, you know, we have these type of rules essentially for what the video is going to be, like how the video is going to be structured, and the end of the video is going to come, you know, when he either wins or he gets slimed because he loses the hearts. That's a really interesting approach to doing reaction videos. That's actually really interesting. So I was questioning like my ability to do like some type of like enticing like thing, whatever, because of the type of content that I make. But it seems like Mr. Beast really has, now obviously it's different in some cases because Mr. Beast has like a team and, you know, like it's more than one person, so it's different for me. But maybe I could do something like, I just have to think outside of the box if I really take time to consider. Like, he just made a reaction channel or reaction video way more interesting by just adding a little bit more, you know, at stake for people to say, well, now I have to watch him to the end, not because I want to see his reaction to a particular video. Because if he just puts try not to laugh challenge and it's just simply, this is the most difficult try not to laugh challenge ever, or something like that. If he said something like that in the first 4 seconds and try to get into the video, it's like, that's not as interesting. And it doesn't really make the impossible try not to laugh challenge something that is as poppy as it is, and more likely not, his metrics and his algorithm will probably go significantly lower than what it is, which is, I'm pretty sure it's ridiculously high. It has to be around 70%. Gotta be, in my opinion. There's no way, minimum. But there's no way that he kind of like, you know, there's no way that Mr. Beast would have what's the word, delivered on the title if he didn't make it way more interesting than he did. And he did it in such a way that it's like, you gotta see what happens at the end. So now there's an incentive at the end for in the beginning of the video for the end of the video. So now we have to ask ourselves, well, what is the incentives of somebody watching my video? What will they get at the end of the video that they did not have at the beginning of the video? And that is what you need to have answered in the first 30, or not even the first 30 seconds, but in the introduction of your video. hopefully within the first 5 to 10 to 15 seconds of your video, you need to give them an incentive to watch until the end. So it's not just explaining it's explaining and reinforcing the title of the video that is important, and in fact it's more important to explain to them why they should watch the last second of the video. That is mind-blowing to me. That is mind freaking blowing, and I am not even playing games. Okay, so I'm just learning so much more, so much just from Mr. Beast's video, and also this little thing right here. I'm learning so much that it's kind of mind-boggling to me.
Lose all 5 hearts before the end of this video, you have to get slime. Not gonna happen. We'll see. And this isn't gonna be easy on him because we scoured.
And I like the fact that he said like not gonna happen. So like he's like he's letting people know that, okay, like I'm not going to get slimed, but then they're like, well, is he going to get slimed? And then so it's like they're so curious, interesting.
Internet for the funniest clips ever. The dog. I know you're gonna laugh at this one.
And they go straight into the content. They go straight into the video, and it's not even 15 seconds. So let's go to another. Mr. Beast video. Actually, no. Let's actually go to an Eric video. Let's go to an Eric video and see what he does.
This is me 99.7% of the way to winning $500,000. And this is me stuck in a Lamborghini where I might just lose all of it. Here's how I got here. 3 months ago, I got a call from the...
Okay, so it seems like text is a big thing. Like, okay, so I see, so literally in every video we've seen so far, in the Mr. Beast Reacts video, like you see, all you see is this text. So you see text right here on the bottom, and then on this video, Mr. Beast also uses, boom, he uses text and color of the text that kind of emphasizes. And then this guy, Eric, he uses 48%.
9.7%.
So, okay, 98. Okay, so he's using that to emphasize what he's saying. And then he uses that again to emphasize this. Okay, well, this is actually 500,000, whatever.
And this is me stuck in a Lamborghini where I might just lose all of it.
And then and then boom, right there, he did it again. He used text. Here's how I got it. So it's I don't know why, but I'm gonna start using text. I want to start using text. It's probably because maybe like you're getting their eyes moving, so it's like it's not like they're just looking at an infinite void of like video, but it's like now they got different colors going into their face. So it's like, okay, well now I gotta like move my eyes because it's kind of like it's probably like and I know this sounds crazy, but like what Eric and what Mr. Beast is doing is probably the same thing that happens when you read anime subtitles. And I know it makes sense because I'm an anime YouTuber, so it's like I'm explaining it in the best way possible. You're more interested into the story if you're actually into the episode if you're actually reading the subtitles rather than watching it dub. Because when you're watching it dub, you're able to like do other things in the house while watching it dub. You can be on your phone and still understand what's going on in the episode. Whereas if you're watching a video, if you're watching a YouTube. Whereas if you're watching an anime episode in sub, you have to like read it. And sometimes you have to pause it, go back and read it again so that you can actually get the full context of what is going on in that episode. So being that they have like text going on and you have to like you read it as well, maybe it's because you have to be more alert to actually watch it brings like a higher level of alertness to watch it, similar to like having to read subtitles for an anime, or at least that's how I read subtitles. I typically I read it out loud, and then I rewind it sometimes. I'm like, okay, well what did he say? How does this connect back to this? He said this and she was talking about this to him, so try to connect different things that happen in the story, because I love that aspect of it. So when they add that, every so now and then, it kind of like brings you back to like, that's interesting. Okay, so it seems like within the first, so the whole thing is like in the first 15 seconds of a video, Mr. Beast and Eric get straight into the content. They explain everything within the first second to the 15 second of the video, right? They do it in such a way that the music is really interesting. I don't know the music choice, but they have a really interesting music choice. And they also use a lot of sound effects, and they also use a lot of text. They use a lot of text in their videos. And Mr. Beast, I don't know. Well, I mean, actually, yes, Mr. Beast and Eric, because he the way he used it, Mr. Beast, he very much creates incentives for the video in the beginning for them to the end. So like he says, okay, well, like when it comes to this video, you have 5 stars or 5 hearts over your head, and if you laugh, you lose a life, and if you lose all 5 of them, you get slimed. So like now in the beginning of the video, people are incentivized to watch the 6-minute video because they want to see if he gets slimed or not. And this video is extreme tag. So like he's trying to say, well, hey, at the end of this video, one of these contestants are getting $500,000 and the person that I tagged last is the person that gets that. So he's pretty much saying, hey, you need to watch to the end to see who gets $500,000, right? Which kind of incentivized them to stay to the end and as well. And Eric, he apparently he was in this. Actually, I seen this video. But Eric, he was in this video. And he's one of the contestants. I seen this video. It's actually a really interesting video. You should check it out, right? And this incentive that he has in this video is to explain or to show people or tell people how he lost $500,000. So give him more of an experience of them. I don't know if this is what he was thinking, but the incentive for people to watch is to see how he lost $500,000 from Mr. Beast, which is really interesting. So people are incentivized to watch all the way to the end, and that's literally in the title of the video, how I actually lost $500,000 from Mr. Beast. But notice how all 3 of these videos, and we haven't even looked at Dream and all these other channels or whatever, but all 3 of these videos, the first 15 seconds of the video, they're already after the first 15, minimum or maximum after the first 15, they're already into the content. Mr. Beast in this video and the extreme 500,000, in the first 4 seconds, he was already into the video. He explained it, he gave the rules, he gave the incentives to stay to the end, and it was all done in 4 seconds. And he started counting and they started going. This guy, Eric,
99.7% of the way to winning $500,000. I'm walking away with the money, so it is what it is. Think you're gonna win? I mean, I'm walking away. This is me stuck in a Lamborghini where I might just lose all of it. Here's how I got here.
8 seconds. So 8 seconds is from 8 seconds. It literally he went straight into the content. Straight into the content after 8 seconds. So although YouTube does say, well, I mean, obviously whatever, but the intros, right? Intros, it says 30 seconds, right? But the introduction that we should be focusing on, the actual content that we need to be making needs to be maximum 15 seconds. Maximum 15 seconds. That's the thing that I'm going to be using for my own videos. There's the strategies that I'm going to be using for my own videos. 15 seconds, I need to be getting into the content. So I need to deliver on the promise that I made in my title. I need to explain what the video, and I need to deliver on the promise, deliver on the promise that I explained in my title. AKA, I need to reiterate what the video is going to be about and make sure that is connected to the title of the video, like directly. And I need to give the viewers an incentive to watch until the end. I need to give them an incentive to watch, to watch until the end. So let's say if I'm doing another list video where I do a top 10, top 10 characters, right? In My Hero Academia. I can even, maybe this is not it, but again, this is just brainstorming, and it is super late, so maybe my creative juice is 2 o'clock in the morning, so my creative juices might not be like as good. But the way that I'm thinking about it is like, let's say I do a list videos like the top 10 pro heroes in strongest pro heroes in My Hero Academia, and I were to say if you, the viewer, right, whatever, if you guess wrong on who the number 1 strongest is, then something happens. Or if you guess right on the number 1 strongest, something happens. Or maybe I can find a way to make a challenge out of it. That kind of incentivizes them to watch to the end to see what happens to me, or if I'm able to accomplish a certain thing by the end of the video. And that just depends on the things that I kind of set up on my channel potentially. So that is interesting. So so now you have to bring a different element to your videos. So like you have to really be creative in learning how to create incentives for people to watch until the end. That's something that I'm going to focus on a lot, and I may do that on my live stream that I'll probably do tomorrow, about studying the YouTube algorithm again. But we're definitely going to keep this going. We're definitely going to keep this going 1,000%. So let's look at Dream. Let's look at Dream. This is a 16 minutes. It's ridiculous. I mean, not 16 minutes, but like 40 minutes.
Video, 2 of my friends try and hunt me down and stop me from beating Minecraft. But there's a twist. They can both beat me with only 1 punch. If I see them though, they're frozen and they can't move or attack me. They're highly trained assassins and they have to sneak up on me and assassinate me. The last video that I uploaded got over 2 million likes in 1 day. So here's a bonus video for you guys. Can they stop me from beating the Ender Dragon, or will I survive without getting hit once? This is Minecraft Manhunt Assassins. Also, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. Before we get into
So he actually he even goes to a whole different thing. So he actually doesn't start until about 30 seconds, which is fascinating. So, but it doesn't change the fact that within the first 15 seconds he not only explained what the video is about, and how it connects to the title, but he also gives an incentive for people to stay into the end, which is that his friends are trying to kill him, and he creates he creates situations for them to lose and for them to win, which is really interesting. So there needs to be a challenge aspect, it seems, to a video, right? Or that's what it seems like. But maybe not, because these videos are different.
This video, 4 of my friends try and hunt me down and stop me from beating Minecraft. Can they stop me from beating the Ender Dragon, or will I survive? This is Minecraft Manhunt versus 4 Hunters, the finale. Also, only a small...
Okay, so that's like a series. So let's go to like this one, Minecraft Death Swap 2.
This video, every 5 minutes, my friend and I switch places. Our goal is to make the other person die without attacking them. If either of us die 1 time, the other player wins. There's traps, there's trickery. This is Minecraft Death Swap 2. Can we trick the other player to dying in our trap? We're about to find out. Also,
so he even goes as far as to ask a question to see, like, well, can we, like, not only like does he give an incentive, but he kind of even doubles down on it by saying, like, can we do this? Which is, it kind of doubles down on the incentives to watch to the end, because it's like, well, can you? Yes or no, which is really interesting. Really interesting. But again, and then he goes into... Okay, so again, so it seems like 30 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds, right, is very much the ballpark, right? But 30 seconds is the max. But I'm gonna go with 15, mainly because I mean, that's just it. But I'm not gonna keep myself too much in the box. So if I need to go over 15 seconds, I need to. But my goal is to get the video started at around 15 seconds, maximum. Like, earlier than 15 seconds if possible, but 15 seconds is the time where I need to be getting that I'm going to be using when it comes to my own individual videos, right? And I'm assuming that they're pretty much saying the same, because it seemed like all of them.
What's up, everybody? And guess what? In today's video, I'm going to...
So he uses the text as well.
SMP with Skeppy. However, not only am I going to troll the Dream SMP with Skeppy, but I'm also going to troll Skeppy at the same time. This is going to be awesome. Here we go. Oh, and guess what? During our troll, we're going to be building this. Oh my goodness. It looks awesome.
And then he gives an incentives to watch until the end, because they don't know what that is. Smart.
But you're not going to be able to see it till the end, so stick around. Oh,
yep.
By the way, guys, only a tiny percentage of you are subscribed. So if you want, smack the subscribe button, smack the like button if you enjoy the video, and let's go. Skeppy, are you there?
And he gets right into the video around 30 seconds. Again, around 30 seconds, 35 seconds right now. So that is the formula for an intro to be good, based off of Bad Boy Halo, which is 3.35 million, Dream, which is 26 million, Beast Reacts, which is 11 million, Mr. Beast, which is 69.2 million, and then Eric, which is 2.15 million. All their videos, the common things that they put in their intro are that the first 15 seconds of the video, generally outside of Dream, the first 15 seconds of the video, they already explain what the video is. And they already explain what the video is. They already explain what the video is. What is the word? Gosh dang it, I can't think of the word. They already explained that they already explained what the video is and how it connects to the title and the thumbnail. So they pretty much, fulfilled the promise of the title and the thumbnail by explaining that, hey, this video is about to be exactly what the title says, right? They did that. They immediately put some form of, restraint onto the video in some cases. They pretty much set up an incentive for you to watch the video and they explained that within the first 30 seconds of the video, i.e., how I lost $500,000 from Mr. Beast. He put that literally in the video. So now you have to wait to the end to find out how he lost $500,000 essentially, right? Or Mr. Beast extreme $500,000 game of tag, which is what Eric was in. Him saying, hey, the last person I tag literally keeps $500,000, or in this video, the impossible try not to laugh challenge, where he says that his friend has 5 hearts over his head, and that if every time he laughs, he loses a heart, and if he loses all hearts, he gets slimed. So now you have an incentive to watch until the end. Or if you go to Dream, where the challenges that he has, or he says, can he actually win, or or will his friends kill him before he wins? And then this individual right here, Bad Boy Halo, he says that you have to wait to the end so that he can create this individual, this little spot right here, this little thingy mabobbity boo that he hid on purpose so that you have to watch until the end to see what it is. So they created incentives for you to stay to the end. They didn't just say, hey, this is what the video is about, let's get into the video. They say, hey, this is the video, this is what the video is about, and you need to stay to the end because there is an incentive, because there's something that you will get, there's a level of enjoyment that you would get from the video at the end that you would not have gotten from the beginning. And I'm trying to find out how I can use that as into my own content. That's the only thing that I'm confused on a little bit more, is to how can I leverage incentives to watch until the end of the video? That's the only thing outside of saying that, delivering on the promise of the title by saying this is what the video is about. How can I be creative enough? I need to find creative ways to make people want to stay to the end. Meaning that I may have to change up what type of videos that I do so that I can do that. So that I can very much do that. All right, so that's that. That's actually really interesting. And then the continuous segment. Now, the continuous segment we're gonna do probably in another live stream, probably in tomorrow's live stream, or maybe if I don't do tomorrow, I may do it on what's today? Today's Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday, right? I maybe do a Wednesday live stream talking about continuous segments and going through and trying to analyze all of these top YouTube, because again, they have teams that can help them with this. They have studies and different things. So if we can just use what they do and reverse engineer that, use I don't know, the music choice, how they speak, how they whatever. If we can try to use that and emulate that in our own videos, it makes sense that we can grow too. You don't have to do exactly what Mr. Beast do, the type of challenges and stuff that he does with money. But if you take the things, the principles, the things that he does in every single video, like the tone of voice he used, the music type, the way that he lays out his formats, his videos, if you take certain things from Mr. Beast and take certain things from certain big YouTubers and people who are already successful, and you add them to you, and you can reverse engineer that and apply that to your own channel, then we can get the same amount of result as Mr. Beast. Now, obviously, we won't get to that high level because he has such a completely different mindset or perspective on YouTube as a whole. His ideas are very calculated. It's not at all based on just grabbing things from thin air. He knows exactly what to look for that creates specific ideas that makes, that has him getting, so many millions of views per month, right? And that's something that we can very much work on as well in our own specific individual niche. But we have to first get worry about, you know, our formatting of our videos. Let's first focus on the formatting of our videos individually, and then as we get better systems for our videos, we can then get systems in play and work on different things like the idea stage, and how to find better ideas for our videos as well. Because I personally, I mean, of course, the ideas in your videos matter. I would say the ideas in your videos matters way more, or just as much as any other thing. Titles, thumbnails, it doesn't matter. Your ideas matters more. But if your ideas matter, you know, if your ideas are so grand, but you have nothing to do, you have no idea what to do with those ideas, i.e., you don't have a good or a video that's enticing enough to get the numbers that you actually want. Like, sure, if you get a 45% average view duration, that'd be great. But if you can have video format to where you're getting 60% average view duration, or not 60%, let's say 50 to 55% average view duration on every single video that you do, and you can kind of, you know, tweak certain things here and there, and then you add on top of that ideas that will give you more viewers, or give YouTube a chance to push your videos out and give you more viewers, then you will be set. So I think the foundation is making content consistently. And as you go through YouTube, and as you go through your YouTube journey, you slowly start to add in different other, you know, things that you should focus on, like the different ideas and, you know, stuff like that. So I do believe that it's video first, and then comes title and thumbnails, and then the ideas. And then you go into the other back end stuff of YouTube. That's how I'm going to work on it. Again, I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. And that's the thing that I'm okay with. Now, as far as how I'm going to revive my dead channel, based on the information that we received in this video, in this live stream, and based on the information that I have received in studying the YouTube algorithm for the hour and 45 minutes that I have been on studying the YouTube algorithm, I'm going to very much take time and structure my videos, structure the first 30 seconds of the first introduction of my videos very carefully. I'm going to structure the first 30 seconds of my videos very carefully. And I'm going to do it in such a way that it's similar to the Eric's and Mr. Beast and Dreams and what's his name? Bad Boy Halo as well, and the Beast Reacts channel as well. I'm going to very much structure the first 30 seconds of my videos to that, and I'm going to keep everything the same. And I'm just going to change that one metric, and I'm going to use that. I'm sorry, not metric, but I'm going to change that one aspect of my videos, and I'm going to use that and see if there's a huge difference in the introduction. So it seems like the average that I've been getting is around. Oh, I wouldn't say the average, but it seems like the best that I would be getting is typically around, maybe majority of them is around 55 or 50 to 60, right? That's too big of a thing. So I'll probably say like 55 to like 58, you know, percent of the people that clicks on the videos stays for the first 30 seconds, right? So let's say 50 to 58% stays for the first 30 seconds. Yeah. So my goal is to see if I can get a consistent, my goal is to see if I can get a consistent like 64, right? 65. So if I can get a consistent 65 over the next like few videos, right? Let's say the next 5 or so videos, right? Obviously this is kind of whatever. I have no idea if this is even good, but let's say the next 5 videos, right? I get around 64 or close to 65% people stay within the first 30 seconds of my video. Then I think you know, that'd be good. This is the first step of me, you know, getting my channel from a dying situation. I'm not going to change anything drastic. As far as the content I'm going to be making, I'm just going to be posting videos. Right now I'm just trying to post videos that I want to make, and I have 19,000 subscribers. So I'm trying to rebuild and rekindle my relationship with the subscribers that, you know, are on my channel, but are not watching the videos because they're not being shown the videos. But yes, I think I'm going to end it here. This was a fantastic stream, and I really enjoyed it. I am going to be clipping some of this stuff and probably putting it on TikTok, because I feel like there's a lot of key and valuable information that is here that I can definitely use to if anybody wants to hear this. But again, this is not for necessarily anybody. This is for me and learning how to get myself out of my own situation and out of my own way, and also to truly benefit, to truly benefit from what YouTube has by using all the resources that YouTube gives me, and then all the different things that I can look at, such as other YouTube channels who are already successful, and find out what they do and use to become successful, and use those things in my channel as well. So it's all about me. And if obviously, if anybody's in a situation similar to mine, I want to make sure that this is a place where you all can come and just, get the information that you give information that you need to not fall like I fell. And that's why I'm documenting it, and I'm putting this out, and it's going to stay up forever and ever. But I love you all, and I love myself. And until next time, make sure you stand